when life throws you a monkey wrench, what do you do to get back on track? How do you become effective and efficient right away? Welcome to Flipping and Punching, and today we're gonna pull some orders, and as you can tell, I'm in a lot better mood today because I have air conditioning. If you guys didn't see my last video, my air conditioning went out before the holiday, so for the past week, we did not have air conditioning here, and I live in Florida. It was absolutely brutal. So it really impacted my business. Wasn't able to work, wasn't really able to edit videos. So today we're gonna talk about when life throws you a monkey wrench, what do you do to get back on track? How do you become effective and efficient right away? We only got about 8 or 9 orders to pull, so let's pull those. It's been a very light shipping day today. All right, first item we sold is actually a model. This is a model truck. This came from that big pickup that we did when we went to the beaches up in Georgia. When I was with the That Pile Picker and the Commonwealth Picker, we got invited to someone's house to do a private pick, and I bought like 50 plus models. It is the Die Hard Chevy racing truck. Had that listed for $29.99. Maybe, no, I think I had it listed for $34.99. I sent out an offer for $29.99, the buyer accepted. So we got $29.99 plus shipping. Paid less than $3 for it. I think I'm like $2 into it. 2 1/4, maybe something in that ballpark. Because we did get a bunch of other items from the gentleman there, and we have already made our money back, so this is all pure profit, which is nice. All right, next time we sold, I actually just listed this, so I'm surprised it sold so fast. But if you guys saw one of my latest flea market videos, I picked up this Hulk Hogan on a motorcycle for $19.99. Weird toy. I am a massive wrestling fan, but decided I was going to keep it for myself. The Hollywood Hogan Road Wild Resellers from Toy Biz. They also got a Goldberg, a Sting, and a Kevin Nash. I don't think I've ever seen those other ones there. It was listed for $59.99. Sent out an offer for $54.99 and buyer accepted. So we got $54.99 plus shipping. He also bought a couple other items. This was purchased by a viewer here. This is Puff Bear 359. You guys can find him on YouTube if you guys are into sports cars, go check out his channel. All right, next time we sold is actually a Scale Electrics flat car. She purchased this as well. Scale Electrics here. This is an Indy race car. I don't remember if I sent out an offer or not on this one, but he ended up buying this for $29.99 plus shipping. Since my whole week got messed up last week, I have a couple deadlines I gotta hit because I'm working on a new project. You guys are gonna find out more about that here in the near future. And I need to be more effective, more efficient with my business. I wanna be able to put out more videos, and I also wanna be able to list more. First thing I did was I actually sat down today and made a list of stuff I need to get done. I actually sat down last night and made a list. Stuff I need to get done sometime this month, stuff I need to get done this week, and stuff I need to get done today. Okay, so that's gonna help me really focus on making a list of what I'm gonna do, what I need to accomplish. Second thing I did was I actually picked out the items I want to list on eBay today, but I picked them out last night. So I pulled like 10 items, I put them on a pile, took photos of them, and then that way when I wake up today, I was able to hit the ground rolling, and I was able to get my 10 listings up as soon as possible. Every day I'm gonna get at least 10 listings done, but the biggest thing for me is getting $500 or more listed. People use amount of listings, some people use amount of dollar amount. I like to do a hybrid amount because, you know, I can list one item that's $500 and say I'm done for the day. And for me, I always found my sweet spot is at least 10 items or more. So if I get 10 items up, I'll be happy. And if I get a minimum of $500 out of those 10 items, that's a $50 average sales price. So that's kind of where I want to be. So now it doesn't always work like that. Some days I might do 7 items and be under 500. Next day I'll do 15 items and be over 1,000, you know? So it just depends. I work with the rule of averages. But that's what my goals are. So try to get those put in place. And then I write down when I plan out my day, I focus on the things that I need to do first. I get my listing done before I do anything else, so that way I don't get sidetracked. You know, chip away the rest of the stuff we need to do. This will help me get more organized and more effective and efficient throughout my day. All right, next time we sold is actually a brand new University of Tennessee Nike windbreaker jacket. Brand new in the package. This came from that massive pickup that I did a while back when I bought all the team issued clothing. I get paid less than $3 for this. The price tag on this thing brand new is $100. Had it listed for $89.99. I think someone sent me an offer for $50 and I accepted. So I got $50 plus shipping. I'm well into the profits on this lot. Not gonna leave $50 on the table. On Monday, I actually headed to the flea market, the Webster Flea Market. For those that don't know, Webster Flea Market is the largest flea market in the state of Florida. And it's on a Monday. I know, weird day, but anytime there's a holiday, it's usually busier than it normally is. And I got down there, I got some good finds, I got some good pickups. You'll see those in a future video about a month or so. But it's one of those days, I know we all have had them, where you go out sourcing and every time you go to ask for something at the next table, or if you run into people that you know, they tell you about pickups, you're always a day late and a dollar short. And pretty much what's happened to me. So the worst part is on Saturday I went to garage sales, and I ran into this couple that I always run into, and they told me to come see them at the flea market, that they're bringing a bunch of stuff. I didn't know how good stuff they were going to bring. And where they were set up was in the far like back corner. And I usually don't get there till like 2 or 3 hours into my picking, because I usually start from the front and work my way back. And man, let me tell you, that was the biggest mistake. Tekken Sports was there like at 6 o'clock in the morning. He spent $2,100 on vintage clothing. Firebender was there pulling out fire. If you guys don't know, those are big time clothing sellers that specialize in a lot of vintage stuff. I saw people walking out with boxes upon boxes of video game consoles and video game stuff. I mean, they are resellers. They have a general idea of what stuff goes for, but they were getting good deals, about a third of eBay pricing. So it was still a lot of room for people to make money. And they had so much stuff. It was unreal how much stuff they had. You can't win them all. Sometimes you just miss out. And then every time I show up at another table, I was like, oh man, I just had that 5 minutes ago. You just missed it. Or, man, if I would have knew you were coming, I would have put that aside for you. It's just one of those days, man. I will tell you, it was super hot. And I got some good finds on, man. I got a bunch of Disney stuff for my whatnot. Oh, that's one thing I actually started doing to be more effective, more efficient, because I feel like I missed out on a lot of sales last week. I actually started to preload my whatnots in advance. And then I'm thinking about doing another storage unit blowout, where I just pull up boxes and just start everything at $5 and just blow out. Probably going to do that in June. And then I'm reorganizing one of my offices so I can start doing my whatnots in there. That's one of the projects I've been working on, and I couldn't finish it because my office is upstairs, and unfortunately, when my air conditioner went out, it was so hot. All right, next time we sold is actually a Thundercats Playhouse. Believe it or not, man, these newer sets don't really sell for that much. It's a really cool piece, though. How many of you guys remember the Thundercats from the 1980s? They were super cool, so when I saw this, I thought that this thing was gonna be worth a lot more money than what it was. I got that in a massive toy lot a while back through that one big purchase I made, and I ended up selling this for $19.99 plus shipping. Surprisingly, extremely low. I thought this thing would be at least 30, 40 bucks. All right, so when I went to the flea across Florida, I ended up doing some like community sales with Death Pile Picker and ADH Dave, and I came across this item. Non-manly. Let me tell you, that dog was this close today going to the doggy pound. Let me tell you, I let her out earlier and she came back in the house and she was just covered in mud. I mean, I'll put a picture up here so you guys can see what she looked like. I was not very happy though, let me tell you, because I had to run to do errands and then I was letting them out to pee before I left and they were super quiet, which usually means that they're doing something bad. And she came to the door and my jaw just dropped. What I was saying was, I actually picked this up at the flea across Florida. It is a Don Manley shadow box, but look at this. This is super cool. They actually put in like peanuts at the bottom here. Donnie Baseball. It's actually a really cool piece. Yeah, it even says Don Manley shadow box on the bottom of it from the Coopersdown collection. This is also going to Puff Bear. He actually saw this in my video and reached out. He actually commented on my video, wanted to buy it. Reached out to me on Instagram and I made him a deal on it. So I sold that for $25 plus shipping. Well, actually, I sold him that $25 free shipping because he bought some items off me from eBay. I'm gonna just put it with the order there and I'll just pay the difference. But if any of you guys see me pick anything in my picking videos, you guys are interested, just send me a message on Instagram because I'd rather give you guys a discount and pass the savings on to you instead of putting it on a platform and having to pay fees for it. I appreciate each and every one of the viewers, so I always try to hook them up, any of the viewers, or take care of you guys as much as possible when I can. All right, this next time, I am so happy that it's sold, and I'll explain to you guys why here in a second. At a yard sale, I picked up this whole box. They're Looney Tunes motorcycle pieces. They actually stored them in this container here, but this is the last one. So I had this big thing just sitting here in my my garage where I'm trying to clear stuff out, and it's been sitting here the entire time, and I couldn't do anything because it was taking up the room because I want to protect this. But I think we got $79.99 plus shipping or $74.99 plus shipping. So super happy. I ended up getting like 8 or 10 of these. I paid $20 for all of them. If you guys sell a lot of like one-off items or antiques or collectibles, you guys really should invest on WorthPoint. It costs about $26 a month, but you can go back 10 years with the data. All these Looney Tune figures paid for my WorthPoint for like the next 2 years because when I looked at comps on eBay, some of the comps at that point in time in the last 90 days were going for like $50, $75. When I went on WorthPoint, some of those comps are going between $200 and $300 per item. Now the Taz one, surprisingly, was actually the lowest one. So I'm assuming maybe it was mass produced. I ended up listing them super high for like anywhere between $200 and $300 for a lot of the ones. And they took a while. It took a couple months, but they did sell. All of them did sell. And I think I had ended up making like $1,500 off them. If I would have just gone by the sold comps in the last 90 days on eBay, I literally would have sold them for about a third of that price. So I probably got like $500 for all those. So I would have left so much money on the table. So I don't recommend looking up everything all the time because no one has time for that. Time is money. But specialty items that you guys don't see, or maybe see just one comp in the last 90 days, none listed, is definitely worth it. It is worth looking to WorthPoint. When you guys are dealing with Playboys, okay, you guys can sell Playboys on eBay. You guys didn't notice, if you guys haven't seen my last auction video, I bought a massive collection of vintage Playboys. These Playboys range from like the 60s, 70s, a little bit from the 80s. Majority was 60s, 70s. And I paid $35 for like 15 boxes plus these binders full of Playboys. But after doing a bunch of research and talking to some other collectors out there, what collectors want is when you do buy vintage Playboys, make sure they have the centerfolds in them. The centerfolds are what bring extra money because people usually tear them out to hang on their wall. And if they do have the centerfolds in them, they can bring a premium to them. Also too, yes, you can sell them on eBay. I know people used to comment on my videos, you can't sell them. What you can't sell is they don't allow any like X-rated sexual penetration or sexual intercourse type of stuff like that. You can't sell that stuff. You are allowed to sell like adult toys. You're allowed to sell like Playboys. And let's be honest, I mean, everyone buys Playboys for the articles anyway. I mean, I've been told those articles are so good. It's my story, I'm sticking to it, all right? Comment on my video and wanted to buy all the Playboys. I guess they have an antique shop at a local place, and they do like it's like a local flea market, and he said that the vintage Playboys actually sell really good for them, and they can't keep them in stock. So they made me an offer for all of them. I sent them some photos, and now I'm just waiting to hear back. But we may get $300 shipped for all those. Now, normally I probably would have just take these and listed them up myself. I would have brought them in giant lots, broken down by year. But right now we're in Operation CSO, clear shit out. And I want to move that stuff as soon as possible. So, especially these guys. If you guys see these, it's actually a big binder. And it actually has, like, if you open it up, it's super cool. 1969. But it has just multiple books. These come in these binders. They're actually meant for Playboys. So if you guys do see these, pick them up. These things can bring really good money. I think they go anywhere from like 50 to 75 bucks a pop. So I told him I'll include those four with it so that way he can make some money. I will tell you guys, if I ever sell anything to you and you are a reseller, I want you to make money. And I want you to come back to buy more stuff in the future. So I will take care of you. So if you guys ever see stuff you guys that I have, you guys want to buy in bulk, let me know because I will be willing to negotiate and make a deal with you guys. I don't have to make a killing on it. As long as I can make some money, you can make some money and move the rest of the merchandise, I'm cool with that. Next item we sold is actually a Superman book. This is Superman Action Comics. This is the Archives edition. Less than $1 into the book. Had it listed for $24.99. Sent a buyer an offer for $19.99. They accepted. So we get $19.99 plus shipping. All right, let's go back to pulling some orders here. We have a lot of orders to pull. Man, it is a new day. We're going to go back to pulling orders here. Had a great weekend. Went to see Kane Brown with the wife, which I totally forgot about. So that's kind of the reason why I didn't finish this video yet. But we're going to jump into it right now and go back to pulling orders. All right, first item we sold is actually a DVD. I picked this up when I was up in Virginia with the Commonwealth Picker. The movie Kids. If you guys have not seen this movie, it's a pretty messed up movie, guys. But if you guys do see this, pick it up. It doesn't sell for as much as it once did, but every time I see this, I always pick it up. You can usually get between 10 and 15 bucks for it. We ended up selling this for $11.99 plus shipping. Next time we sold, I actually listed this last night and it sold last night. Or maybe it sold this morning, but I just still haven't put it away yet. This is Persona. This is a PS2 game. This is actually Persona 3. Now, one thing to always look out for, guys, see this right here. If you see this, Atlas. Atlas is a publisher. They usually make role-playing games. If you guys do see any video games that have Atlas on it, look them up. They usually can bring really good money. Those who don't know, Atlas makes some of the rarest RPG games out there. Sometimes the games can be worth 50, 60 bucks. Sometimes it can be worth hundreds. So it just depends on the game. So if you look out, always look out for that publisher. When it comes to video games, normally the publisher doesn't really matter depending on who it is, but Atlas games are always a must pick up anytime you find them. We had this listed for $39.99. This is complete in box. We end up sending out a best offer. I had like 7 watchers on this morning. So just sent out a little offer to try to poke the bear for $37.99, and the buyer accepted. So we got $37.99 plus shipping. This came from my personal collection. I have a massive collection of video games, which I'm trying to downsize a little bit. I realized that I don't want to be a collector of video games anymore. I want to just keep the video games I like to play. I don't want to collect just to collect. I think we've all been there at one point in time, especially being reseller. We come across a lot of cool things, and a lot of cool things I want to keep because it's just fun. So let me know in the comments down below, is there certain things that you guys find that you guys always keep? Or sometimes is there something that you guys are collecting just for the sake of collecting? I'm really trying to move away from that model. Next time we saw is actually a clean kit for jewelry. I think it's for jewelry. This is Van Cleef. I got this in my massive pickup. I think I paid like $2 maybe for it. That came in that designer box pickup I did. And I think I got, let's say $19.99 plus shipping, or maybe $23.99 plus shipping, some in that ballpark. I'll put it up here on the screen. I totally forgot what it is. All right, so here's something that I've been doing to get myself back on track. I learned this from the OBX picker, Eric from the Reseller Information Network. When I was picking with him, one thing he said he does is when he finds items, when he's out and about and he looks up comps, he actually saves that comp as a draft and sets the price on it. So one thing I'm doing to get back on track to start saving time is when I look up comps right now at my house for items, I'm actually gonna hit sell similar and put the price point in I want. I'll fill in the rest of the information later on. All right, and this next item I sold, it's kind of bittersweet when this happens because it's, when I listed it, it's sold within the first hour listing it, so I probably underpriced it. But at the same point in time is you get a quick sale, you move product, and that's what this is all about. All right, as you see, Willow's there. She has joined the background. I bought this at the flea market. I paid $10 for it. It's brand new in the package. If you guys see Sony electronic items, brand new, especially vintage ones, pick them up. They sell tremendously well. This is from 1996. I'm assuming that this was probably an Amazon seller that bought this because they always search for newly listed items, especially like certain electronics. I paid $10 at the flea market for that. I listed it for $99.99. It's sold less than an hour being listed. Definitely probably underpriced it. Probably could have got like $125 or maybe $150 for it, but I had 10 times the money, didn't even have to put it in the inventory, and it's already sold. So I'll take that every day of the week. All right, next time we sold is actually a Florida Gators pullover vintage jacket. Picked this up at the yard sale. I maybe paid $2-3 for it at most, if that, but listed up for $29.99. Buyer sent me an offer, I think for like $15. I counted at $19.99 and they accepted. So this is the Florida Gators one. Florida Gators stuff does not sell as good as Florida State, especially when college football's around the corner. You're gonna see a lot of college stuff start selling real fast. Ended up getting $19.99 plus shipping for that. All right, next time we sold was actually a golf shirt. This is Peter Millar. We end up picking this up, maybe in a garage sale. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. Let's keep a lookout for those golf shirts. I usually had this listed for $29.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $21.99. So I'm assuming with shipping, they're trying to be around $30. And I accepted. So the next time I sold it was something that was kind of hard for me to get rid of. This was, when I was a kid growing up, I was a big sports card collector. Something I've been recently getting back into again. Barry Sanders was one of the best running backs in the NFL. There was a set of cards called 1989 Score Football, and they were the most sought after set at that point in time because you had Barry Sanders, you had Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders, just name a few of the rookie cards that are actually in that set. I always wanted a Barry Sanders rookie card from there, and they were so hard to come by. They were very expensive, and now I want a PSA 10 one or a high graded one. And still, they're going for super high. When I was up in Virginia visiting the Commonwealth Picker, I came across a guy who was dealing cards and had one in there. Here, I'll show you. This is the Barry Sanders. This is a BCCG, which is Beckett's grading service. This is a Mint 10. Really hard for me to let this go, but it's super cheap. The guy charged me $70 for this card. I had it listed on eBay for like, I think I put it up for like $2.99. I didn't expect to get $2.99, but there was one sold comp at $2.99. Buyer reached out to me. We kind of went back and forth, and we ended up settling at $175 for it. So I literally I only had $70 into it. When it comes to sports cards, I'll tell you this: if I get them at a cheap price and I don't have a lot invested into them, I would take less than market value for that card because I want to move it and just make a quick flip and profit because cards move super, super fast. So I had it listed for, guy sent me an offer for $175 and I accepted. I paid $70 for that card originally, making a little less than $100 on that card, so can't complain at all. But next time we sold may surprise you guys a little bit because you think McDonald's toys can't bring any money, but some of the ones from the late 80s, early 90s can definitely bring some decent money on eBay. Starting 1987 through 1990, McDonald's came out with these Transformer, they call them changeable, but they're like Transformers, and they're like the burger, the shake, the fries, the pancakes, and they turn into dinosaurs or they turn into robots. This is what they look like, and they actually transform. Really cool. I love these as a kid. I recently picked up a massive collection of these when I was at the flea market. I paid $10 for a bunch, and then a couple other ones I paid $1 a piece for them. But this is 6 from 1987. Had these listed for $39.99, and I think I sent an offer for $34.99. So, but they ended up selling. So for $34.99 plus shipping. All right, next time we sold a DVD. Actually, we sold a Blu-ray. This was a nice sale. Actually, this was a vintage Boston sweatshirt on the giant jeans tag. Boston. It shows all the teams there. Picked this up at the garage sale. They did a big vintage garage sale. I think I paid like $3 or $4 for it. Could not find comps anywhere. Had no idea what the price of that. So I put it up at $59.99 and it sold. All right, so this weekend, another thing that I did was I actually ran a 2-day sale, and I did everything from like 10% off, 50% off, 20% off in my store based on how long the item was listed. Anything from like 30 to 60 days, I put 10%. Anything from 61 to 90 days, I put 15%. And anything over 90 days, I put 20%. Now, last time I talked about that, people comment in there that I should be ending my listings and sell similar. I do that. I usually wait till like month 4. Once I get all my stuff cleared out here, I'm going to be more aggressive with my eBay listings about how long they're on there, start discounting things and move out. Once that sale was over, I sent out very aggressive offers to some of the watchers, anywhere from like 20 to 30% off the items. I did that because I wanted these items to move. My store has been dead for the last 2 weeks, so I wanted to kick things in place, and we had a ton of sales from it, which is good. Items I'm taking from my depot, I'm trying to mix and match to try to get the sales going in my store. So I'm putting a couple high-end items up there to get more higher dollar items. A bunch of random items I'm just grabbing. And then the last thing I'm doing is putting a couple items I know are fast sellers, like video games. Maybe like 2 or 3 of those per day. Because I want to try to kick the algorithm back in place, get some sales going in my store, and it seems to be working. I had more sales over this past weekend than all last week. It's definitely going a step in the right direction. It's definitely starting to move items for me. We did like almost 20 or 25 sales in the last like 48 hours. And they keep coming this morning, which I love to hear. And it keeps things moving. Now, going back to my offers, remember guys, you make your money on the buy, not the sell. So I can send out aggressive offers, 25, 30, 40% off, because I'm paying very low for my items. Because you want to make sure you have wiggle room if the market changes. You want to have wiggle room where if you need to blow it out, you can just blow it out. Remember, you make your money in the buy, not the sell. All right, next time I sold, it was actually sold on Poshmark. I actually cross-listed this item over to Poshmark. Look at those Louis Vuitton sliding boxes, man. Smaller ones for like jewelry, but anyway, this little tiny one sold right here. This little box, little slider box, little Fendi. Believe it or not, though, we actually sold some Poshmark for $19.99 plus shipping. So happy to see that go, and happy to get some sales on Posh because that is my weakest platform. Man, we had a bunch of clothes sales over the weekend, which is crazy because we don't sell that much clothes. I did start listing a bunch of it from all the drafts that we've been creating. But anyway, next time we sold is actually a Tommy Bahama shirt. Tommy Bahama. Now, these don't sell as good as they once did, man. Back a couple years ago, Tommy Bahama used to be super hot and used to fly off the shelf for me. Picked up a yard sale, only paid a couple bucks for it. Had it listed for $29.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $24, and I accepted. So I got $24 plus shipping. All right, next time we sold some more shirts. When I was at the Trash and Cash Bash in Orlando, we ended up hit up yard sales on Friday and Saturday. One of the yard sales I went to, there was probably like the Commonwealth Picker, Death Pop Picker. There's a lot of guys there. Walked up the clothes rack and I saw 2 Halloween Horror Nights shirts. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios turns their park into a haunted park. Shut the whole park down in the evening, and there's like 10 or 12 haunted houses. It's awesome. If you guys ever had the chance to go to it, go to it. But we sold 2 shirts. This is Haunted Halloween Horror Nights 2017. True Fear comes within, I think that's a 2018 shirt. Picked those up at the garage sale. They were $1 each. We ended up selling each shirt for $24.99. So $2 into 50. I will take that all day long. Next time we sold some Major League Baseball vintage patches. These are for the Boston Red Sox. When I went to Webster, I bought the Webster Flea Market. I ended up picking up a massive lot of like patches, like a couple hundred patches for like $60. What I did was I took all the sports teams, I broke them down into separate piles and listed them. This is a massive lot of Red Sox ones. These are definitely old. A lot of people like to buy these to put on hats or to put on jackets. Find some old dead stock hats or jackets, take these patches and sew them on, and It adds a lot of character to them, and then you can sell them for a premium. End up selling this whole lot for $34.99 plus shipping. We are making hundreds off these patches, which is great. I knew these were gonna start selling once baseball season started back up again. All right, guys, so if your eBay store is slow, make sure you take the same steps that I did. Kick your store back in gear. You guys need to get back on track with things, which we're doing right now. I need to go package this stuff up. Please do me a huge favor. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, make sure you guys keep flipping and punching.